social media and professional boxing. Boxer, a content creator, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, the problem child, Jake.
Time to division world champion, the hard-hitting, current and undefeated WBA super featherweight and WBA lightweight champion of the world, Gervonta.
Fundamental things that could, nice.
Oh, Pedraza's are indeed high, with Gervonta Tank Davis daring to be great.
Right now, Jake Paul's kind of measuring his man.
Experience. This is Pedraza.
Oh, shock counter from the problem child. Now it is Jake Paul who is focusing more on the boxing instead of looking.
And it appears Davis' confidence is growing by the second.
Pedraza's not doing some of the
down there, but that one wasn't the best. To talk about this, but because of Pedraza's...
Yeah, Davis landing some sharp shots.
Davis attacks the body with the right. That left hook was...
Oh, that overhand right is coming from Jake Paul for his professional fights.
Just with an eruption here.
The beginning of round 9 and round 8, over 16,500 were on their feet as they watched Davis. And this fight...
Gervonta Tank Davis. Ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Atlanta, Georgia, it's showtime! Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner tonight, seeking his 3rd division world title. Wearing white trunks with yellow and silver trim, the young star of boxing from Baltimore, and representing his adopted home of Atlanta, Georgia. He weighed in at 139 3/4 pounds with a sensational record of 24 wins, no losses. He has 23 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the popular and acclaimed 3-time 2-division world champion, the hard-hitting, current and undefeated WBA super featherweight and WBA lightweight champion of the world, introducing Gervonta
On Netflix, to those of you joining us right here in Texas, are you ready to make history? Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, silver and chrome trunks. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 227.2 pounds. He holds a near-perfect professional record of 10 victories, 1 defeat, with 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Dorado, Puerto Rico, by way of Cleveland, Ohio, USA. He is the multi-talented superstar who bridged the gap between social media and professional boxing. Boxer, a content creator, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and a promoter, and the self-proclaimed of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the problem child, Jake El Gallo Paul.
Rewritten script, Part 7, complete final segment. It wasn't just another boxing match, it was a head-on collision of hype, power, and ego. Jake Paul entered the ring with his trademark bravado, vowing to shock the world one more time. But Gervonta Tank Davis, calm and composed, reminded everyone why he's earned the reputation of being one of the most feared knockout artists in the modern era. What unfolded left fans speechless, the crowd erupted, social media exploded, and the boxing world felt the aftershocks. You're watching Boxing Edge, your home for every knockout, rivalry, and defining moment that shapes the fight game. In this exclusive breakdown, we unpack the explosive clash between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis, a fight that many thought would never happen, yet everyone couldn't stop talking about. From the electric ring walks to the stark size difference, from tactical precision to violent exchanges, this bout had it all: controversy, adrenaline, and highlights that will live on in boxing history. Stay tuned, because the real analysis starts now. Jake Paul's rise. Jake Paul's journey from viral entertainer to professional boxer has rewritten the rules of modern combat sports. What started as spectacle has evolved into serious competition. With statement victories over Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, and Tyron Woodley, Paul proved that he's more than just a social media star. Each fight improved his timing, patience, and technical control, transforming public doubt into cautious respect. But tonight, he faces the biggest challenge of his career, a chance not just to survive, but to prove he belongs among boxing's elite. The legacy of Tank Davis. Gervonta "Tank" Davis stands at the peak of power, speed, and precision. His undefeated streak and collection of world titles make him a living example of controlled destruction. Wins over Leo Santa Cruz, Mario Barrios, and Rolando Romero have shaped a legacy built on dominance and precision. Davis doesn't just fight opponents, he dismantles them. Every punch is purposeful, every round a statement. Against Jake Paul, that legacy is being tested by an unconventional rival hungry for respect. Mental warfare and mindset. For Jake Paul, strength isn't only in his fists, it's in his mindset. He thrives under the heat of pressure, using doubt and criticism as fuel. Every training camp, every headline, has taught him how to keep his composure while chaos swirls around him. Facing Tank Davis means staying patient, reading the rhythm, and striking when opportunity appears. It's not just physical, it's mental chess. Tonight, calm calculation meets relentless aggression in a psychological war where one mistake could decide everything. Camp to combat, Jake's preparation. Behind the scenes, Paul's training camp was an exercise in obsession. Endless mitt sessions, heavy bag drills, and grueling sparring rounds built his stamina and precision. Trainers focused on movement, timing, and mental control, crafting a fighter capable of handling Tank's explosive speed and compact power. Every day was a test of endurance, strategy, and self-belief. By fight night, Jake Paul wasn't stepping in as a showman, he was entering as a student of the craft, ready to challenge one of boxing's most feared finishers. Tank's power and preparation. For Gervonta Davis, preparation is war. His power isn't just in muscle, it's in mentality. Sparring partners often admit that before the first punch even lands, his presence alone breaks their confidence. Training sessions mirror the intensity of real combat, constant pressure, surgical precision, and an unrelenting pace that drains opponents mentally and physically. Tank's mission is straightforward: control the fight from the opening bell, crush resistance, and leave no doubt about who rules the ring. When the lights hit, he transforms into pure motion, fast, focused, and devastating. Jake Paul's evolution. Each victory has been a chapter in Jake Paul's reinvention. The knockout of Nate Robinson, the dismantling of Ben Askren, the highlight reel finish of Tyron Woodley, all served as lessons in patience and discipline. The once flamboyant entertainer has evolved into a dangerous, calculated fighter. Yet tonight, that transformation faces its ultimate truth test. Across the ring stands a man who defines destruction, Gervonta Davis, ready to expose every weakness and silence every doubter. Momentum and motivation. Both men step into the ring with something to prove. Jake Paul draws his energy from millions of supporters, using every cheer and every critic as motivation. For him, the fight represents validation, a chance to cement himself in the sport's history books. For Tank Davis, it's about legacy. It's about protecting the throne and reminding the world that greatness isn't built on fame, it's forged through mastery. As the bell rings, two worlds collide, the new age of spectacle and the timeless tradition of boxing. One fights for recognition, the other fights to defend dominance. And together, they deliver a night that proves, no matter where you come from, the ring always tells the truth. This fight isn't about belts, it's about credibility, legacy, and the right to stand among the sport's elite. It's not titles on the line tonight, but pride and proof. Expect fireworks from the opening bell, because when Gervonta "Tank" Davis steps into the ring, history tends to repeat itself in devastating fashion. Tank's history of destruction. Over the years, Davis has built a resume defined by violence and precision. From his brutal knockout of Leo Santa Cruz to his relentless dismantling of Mario Barrios and the surgical finish against Rolando Romero, Tank doesn't just win, he ends fights with authority. His timing is razor-sharp, his explosiveness unmatched. Against Jake Paul, every punch carries intent, every counter could mark the moment that ends the debate once and for all. Clash of styles. This matchup is boxing at its purest contrast, Jake Paul's patience and calculated distance control versus Davis's explosive aggression and forward momentum. One fights with strategy, the other with fury. It's a chess match wrapped inside a firefight, where the smallest adjustment can shift the entire rhythm of the bout. Whoever finds their groove first will dictate the story, and in this fight, every second has consequences. The edge of unpredictability. The tension is thick enough to cut. Jake's sharp counters could turn the tide in a heartbeat, yet one lapse against Davis's blistering speed could mean disaster. A single mistake, a missed jab, an overreach, a moment of hesitation, might be all it takes. Every round becomes a test of focus, timing, and instinct. Under the lights, in front of millions, neither man can afford to blink. Paths to victory. For Jake Paul, survival means control, keeping distance, managing tempo, and avoiding early damage. If he can weather the storm, the fight could turn into a battle of endurance and willpower. Davis, however, thrives in chaos. His path is simple: apply pressure, corner his opponent, and deliver punishment until resistance crumbles. For Tank, one clean shot could close the show early. For Jake, discipline is the key to staying alive. The stakes and the story. The world has watched Jake Paul evolve, from YouTube beginnings to legitimate competition, and now, standing across from one of boxing's most dangerous champions, his biggest question finally comes due: can he withstand Tank's power? Or will Davis add another spectacular finish to his already fearsome legacy? Tonight, hype meets history, and whatever happens, it will echo through boxing for years. Mind over muscle. Beyond physical skill, mental toughness could be the deciding factor. Jake thrives on energy and pressure, turning chaos into confidence. Davis, by contrast, stays cold and composed, letting his precision speak louder than words. The fighter who controls his nerves and reads the rhythm faster will hold the edge. This is where psychology meets power, a war of minds fought through fists. Round by round, chaos and control. From the opening bell, expect intensity. Jake probes with movement and counterpunches, testing Davis's timing. Tank closes in, cutting angles, punishing mistakes, and dictating the pace. Momentum swings with every exchange: knockdowns, slick defense, flashes of brilliance. Under the blinding lights, every second becomes a calculation between danger and opportunity. Cardio will be the silent decider. Jake's endurance training may help him last deep into the fight, but Tank's relentless advance tests both lungs and heart. Every round demands balance, offense with restraint, aggression with awareness. One lapse, one moment of fatigue, and the fight could turn in an instant. This is more than combat, it's psychological warfare in motion. Preparation versus instinct. Jake's camp drilled him for adaptability, footwork, endurance, precision, and simulated pressure. Tank's preparation was chaos by design: constant motion, violent combinations, and mental exhaustion. It's discipline against dominance, strategy versus instinct. Every punch thrown tonight is the result of months, maybe years, of obsession and sacrifice. The turning point. History favors the bold. Both fighters have faced immense challenges, but never under stakes like these. Every feint, setup, and adjustment carries global attention. The fight evolves round by round, strategy adjusting in real time. It's a tactical chess match wrapped in a thunderstorm, where precision meets fury and one spark could define a career. A cultural collision. This isn't just a fight, it's a cultural moment. Jake Paul represents a new generation, where fame and fighting merge into one. Gervonta Davis stands as the guardian of boxing's pure tradition, the embodiment of discipline and dominance. Together, they create a spectacle that bridges eras, a collision of legacy and modernity, entertainment and excellence. The moment. Picture it: the arena shaking, cameras flashing, tension peaking. Jake launches a counter. Davis responds with a thunderous left hook. The crowd gasps. Sweat, speed, and power blur into a single heartbeat of adrenaline. Every exchange tells a story, every round adds a new page to boxing's history book. The atmosphere itself becomes part of the fight, alive, electric, unforgettable. The aftermath. What a finish. What a rivalry. What a night. Whether you believe Jake Paul proved he belongs among the elite, or that Gervonta Davis reaffirmed his reign of dominance, one truth is undeniable: this fight changed everything. It redefined perception, blurred boundaries, and gave fans a reason to debate for years to come. You've been watching Boxing Edge, your source for every knockout, rivalry, and history-making moment in combat sports. Be sure to subscribe for in-depth recaps, predictions, and exclusive highlights, and tell us in the comments, did this result surprise you, or was it exactly what you expected?